In the first moments of a new life, a handful of fluffy white hamster babies open their eyes in the nests, carefully prepared by their mother, in a warm and safe environment. The first day of birth is a quiet beginning in the lives of these tiny creatures. Their eyes are still closed. Their fur is almost non-existent. Their tiny pink bodies tremble together under their mother's warm belly. Each one finds its way to its mother by scent, trying to settle in the soft bed inside the nest with their tiny paws. In the purest form of nature, the first breaths of the newborn hamsters create an atmosphere where a light sense of peace and curiosity intertwine. By the 5th day, the pups begin to grow rapidly. The fine fur covering their tiny bodies becomes more distinct, and their white color starts to show faintly. Although their eyes are still closed, their senses of touch and smell gradually develop. Their mother carefully cleans them and feeds them with fresh food she brings to the edge of the nest. During this period, the pups snuggle up to each other while sleeping, forming a warm bond between them. The soft texture of the nest and the natural sounds surrounding them allow them to grow up safely. These peaceful moments, combined with a gentle melody in the environment, invite the observer to a warmth resembling the softness of cotton candy. The 10th day is a milestone for the babies. Slight movement begins in their eyelids. Some open their eyes for the first time with the excitement of seeing the world. Although their eyes cannot fully focus yet, the new images and lights stimulate their curiosity. The tiny white hamsters wandering inside the nest start to explore their surroundings. As they take their first steps, sometimes they stumble and fall. Sometimes they climb over their sibling and embark on a little adventure. Witnessing these moments through the camera's macro close-up, watching one baby stretch its tiny nose forward to smell the environment, and another snuggle into its mother's belly seeking comfort, makes one feel how delicate and precious life is. On the 20th day, the chick's feathers have fully grown in, and with their white color, they resemble tiny cotton balls. Their eyes are completely open, and their interest in their surroundings has greatly increased. They gather courage to take their first steps outside the nest. Guided by their mother, they slowly leave the nest and begin to explore new corners of the cage. The camera slightly pulls back from the macro shot. This adorable journey beyond the nest's boundaries is shown with a dolly tracking movement, revealing the chick's expanding world. With endless curiosity, they sniff fresh vegetables placed in one corner and approach a spinning exercise wheel on the other side. At that moment, one chick climbs onto the wheel for the first time. It cautiously places its paw, then balances with its other paws and gently turns the wheel. This small victory is the first sign of the chick's independence. After a few days, the babies have now become young hamsters. Their fur is shiny and healthy, and their eyes observe the surroundings with lively looks. They have completely left the nest and started to use every corner of the cage as their own playground. Together with their siblings, they race on the running wheel, pass through tunnels, and get lost among the toys. The camera presents this lively and cheerful environment to the viewer with a wide-angle shot. The pastel tones of the natural light further enhance the warmth of the setting. Each hamster has now found its own character and opened the doors to an adventurous life. The soft rustling sound while running on the wheel, the tiny footsteps in the tunnels, and the peaceful music playing in the background together convey the energy and tranquility of this period. On the 100th day, the little baby hamsters have now fully transformed into adult hamsters. They have become physically stronger and more agile. Their white fur shines brightly. Their eyes are bright and watchful. They now live in a new habitat, a larger area. This new habitat, shown with a drone pan movement of the camera, is filled with lush green plants, tunnels, bridges, and wheels. Each hamster runs, climbs, jumps, and roams freely in search of food. In this new world, there is a new adventure waiting for them around every corner. Accompanied by an emotional melody and natural sounds in the background, we witness the cycle of life. The journey of a hamster from birth to adulthood reveals millions of years of evolutionary heritage and the flawless functioning of nature. Each day is a tiny step, a curiosity, a discovery, a development. The white hamster pup opening its tiny eyes to the world, the excitement of taking its first steps, the freedom experienced while running on the wheel, and finally continuing its life as an adult in a new habitat all demonstrate how fascinating and miraculous nature is. This journey is not just the story of a hamster's growth, but also a tale that tells how delicate, special, and valuable life itself is. In each scene, we take a close look at the small miracles life offers. We feel the curiosity in a pair of opening eyes, the trembling courage of paws taking their first steps, and the joy of a creature savoring freedom. In a pastel-toned, warm atmosphere intertwined with the melody of nature, this story soothes the viewer, fills them with hope, and makes them admire the beauty of life once again. On the 30th day, it proves its courage by skillfully escaping the shadow of a watchful cat's paw. With every step, it crosses bridges made of dough and plays hide-and-seek in plastic tunnels. On the 40th day, while passing through colorful tunnels, it recognizes new smells and sounds. By the 50th day, as it climbs soft sand dunes, it learns to balance with its tiny paws. Each climb gives it confidence. On the 70th day, he enters a miniature labyrinth that appears before him. He shows patience to find his way through winding paths, challenging passages, and narrow corridors. On the 90th day, he is now a master explorer of his surroundings. He has discovered the wonders of his own world and has grown with every experience. And finally, when the 100th day arrives, a bright toy crown awaits him at the end of his journey. As he reaches the crown, he feels with all his heart what growth, courage, and discovery mean. Every day tells the story of a journey that started with a tiny step and turned into great adventures. On the 101st day, the white hamster already knew every corner of its nest. In the mornings, it polished its crown with its tiny paws and invented new games with its friends. Every day a new adventure began in a different corner of the maze. One day, unexpectedly, it found a hidden reward at the end of the tunnel. Now, not only it but all its friends shared the excitement of discovery in this small world. On the 102nd day, the white hamster steps outside its nest with the first light of morning. While running quickly over the fresh straw, it happily moves through a newly discovered tunnel. It organizes little races with its friends, and the winner is rewarded with a piece of sunflower seed. Each day it becomes a bit more agile and curious, while better appreciating the value of safety and friendship in its environment. The hamster now sees each new day as an adventure. With its tiny paws, it eagerly reaches for corners it hasn't explored, sometimes finding a hidden peanut, sometimes having a friendly race with one of its friends brings it great joy. At night, when it retreats to its nest, it thinks about everything it learned that day, feeling peace inside. It is no longer just a baby, but a brave explorer in its own little world. One morning, while looking out the window, the hamster notices that there is a colorful garden beyond its nest. Curiosity drives it to explore this garden with its friends. It runs through the grass, smells the tiny daisies, and tries new flavors. There is a new surprise around every corner, a new game behind every bush. The hamster leads with confidence, guides its friends, and discovers the value of the moments they spend together. The days spent in the colorful garden are filled with unforgettable moments for the hamster and its friends. Every morning, while playing hide-and-seek among the flowers, they discover new paths and little treasures. The hamster lovingly continues its leadership. It encourages its friends and is always by their side during difficult times. When evening comes, they gather on the soft hay and share the day's adventures with each other. Now they all know very well the value of friendship and growing together. As time goes by, the hamster and its friends learn to overcome new obstacles they encounter in the garden together. Each one showcases different abilities. One runs fast, while another finds the way with its intelligence. The little bridges they build together and the food they hide strengthen their harmony and spirit of sharing. When evening comes, they return to their nests and share the experiences they gained throughout the day. Thus, their friendship grows stronger with each passing day. One day, in the garden, they find a tiny pond they have never seen before. Curious, the hamster and its friends approach the water's edge, and when they see their reflections in the pond, they look at each other with surprise and joy. Then, they organize races by jumping around the water and watch the insects hiding among the flowers. Every new discovery enriches both their games and their imagination. When evening comes, they return to their nests tired but happy. One day, a white hamster and its friends hear a mysterious sound in the garden. Curious, they search for the source of the sound and find a tiny key shining among the flowers. Together they wonder which door this key might open, and, by working together, they uncover an old, colorful chest in the corner of the garden. Excitedly, they place the key in the chest and open it to find new toys and delicious snacks inside. This discovery once again shows them how valuable sharing and working together can be. The tiny beads and colorful scarves that come out of the mysterious chest spark the imagination of the hamster and its friends. Each one wears their own scarf, taking on different characters and playing fun role-playing games. This new experience shows them the importance of unity and diversity. At the end of the day, as they return to their nests, they realize the value of the time spent together and feel their friendship growing stronger every day. One day, while playing in the garden, they hear a new sound, a thin bird chirp. The hamster and its friends, curious about the source of the sound, follow it. Among the bushes, they find a tiny sparrow that has fallen from its nest. Without hesitation, they rush to help. The hamster warms the sparrow with its fur, while the others scatter to find food. Working together, they protect the little sparrow and make the safest corner in their nests for it. They discover the warmth of cooperation and friendship in nature. One morning, while playing in the garden, the hamster and his friends find a small glowing stone underground. Curiously following the stone, they discover a hidden tunnel beneath the ground. At the end of the tunnel, they are greeted by a colorful room illuminated by tiny lanterns. Here, they find paints and shapes with which they can depict their dreams. While decorating the room with pictures together, they experience the excitement of creating together and sharing their imagination. Every new day means a fresh adventure for the white hamster and his friends. With the first light of morning, they scurry around with their tiny paws among the dewdrops in the garden. Sometimes they discover a ladybug hiding on a flower petal, and sometimes they dare to sail on the pond with a little raft they built together. The small disagreements they experience during their games teach them the beauty of forgiveness and understanding. Every experience brings them even closer to each other. One morning, the white hamster and its friends find a mysterious map in the farthest corner of the garden. The map leads them to a hidden valley covered with colorful flowers. Throughout the journey, they help each other while passing through thorny bushes and show kindness to the small creatures they encounter. The giant hazelnut they find in the valley reminds them how much happiness sharing brings. Each adventure strengthens their bonds of friendship even more. In the end, the white hamster and its friends thank each other with the tiny flowers they gathered in their hands as they return to their nests at sunset. Each one, with the happiness of the adventures they lived and the lessons they learned, withdraws to their home with a sincere smile. Sitting by the rocks in a realistic garden, looking up at the sky, the hamsters once again realize how friendship and love beautify their lives. Thus, the story ends with a peaceful evening.